Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. One of the things that I find very important in Daawah is to dig a little bit deeper every time people describe their own personal beliefs. I find this is often neglected, and because of that, there are a lot of people that go through life with a set of values that remain unexamined. So what do I mean by this? I'll give a simple example. One time I was at a Daawah booth, and some guy came up with a few of his friends, and I said, so today we're discussing the purpose of life. So guys, let me ask you, what do you think the purpose of life is? And this young man, he goes, I think the purpose of life is to learn. And he seemed like very confident about this answer. Like, you know, this is something that it felt like he had been giving this answer for years, and it always had done him well, and people always nodded and said, wow, that sounds very wise. But instead of me just taking it as is, taking it at face value, I said, oh, the purpose of life is to learn, huh? Okay, cool. So what have you learned? And he was shocked. He was not expecting that question. He was not expecting any follow-up. You could see in his eyes, you could see in his jaw, it felt like it hit the floor. He was just like, and he had nothing really to say. And he tried to kind of wiggle out of it by saying, like, well, you know, a lot of people have a lot of different answers. And I said, yeah, I know. What's your answer? I'm not asking a lot of different people. I'm asking you. And so I tried to, you know, reel him in and stick to the subject matter. And, you know, again, he had nothing really to say. I said, oh, you said the purpose of life is to learn. What have you learned? And he wasn't expecting that. And I don't think that this one individual is very unique. I think there are a lot of people out there that they have a set of ideas or principles that they say, these are my principles. And nobody ever questions them because they kind of sound good. You know, they make the statement, this is what I believe. And everyone's like, wow, that sounds deep. And they just kind of leave it at that. But I think it is the role of the Muslim to be a little bit more engaging and to really challenge and say, okay, you say these are your precepts, you say these are your principles, these are your beliefs. Are you actually living by them? Do you really apply them? What is the conclusion? What should they lead to? And when you do that, you'll often find that you're helping this individual explore their own ideas, their own beliefs, and question their own assumptions, and hopefully you are aiding them on their own journey of self-discovery. And hopefully, inshallah ta'ala, this will make them a little bit more open-minded, realize that they have a lot more exploring to do, and ultimately, inshallah ta'ala, hopefully they'll learn more about Islam. So that's the eventual direction you want to take them in. But yeah, I think this is very, very crucial. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those who, when we hear people talking, not for the sake of being argumentative, not for the sake of trying to embarrass anybody, but just genuinely being curious about this person and helping them move along in their journey of self-exploration and discovering of their own faith, challenge a little bit and ask questions and really see if they're applying the principles they subscribe to. And inshallah, hopefully you'll find that this will lead them down a beneficial path. Jazakallah khair, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.